you enjoyed that. I mean, you know, I would tell you, thank you. Our team did a marvelous job in putting that together, and every time I see that video, and I've shared that with many, we shared it across our entire organization, and in fact, if I could offer this, we would love for you to actually share it with your own family. I've actually done this and taken this home, showing my kids, and quite frankly, I actually think it really helps people and grounds people on who we are and what we do. So I hope you've enjoyed it. It also, I think, reinforces for us on a regular basis just our sense of purpose and what it is that we come to work for every day at OMERS. So this is a slide that we put up every year. Typically I start the conversation with you, and I kind of identified this slide as the scorecard. And so this is our funded status, and it's improved, and so we're now sitting at 94%. So between the period of 2014 and 2017, we've now improved our funded status by 6%. It's the 5th year that we've actually had the improvement. And of course, that's on the back of the investment performance that we were able to generate. And you'll see that on what is your right-hand side, and that's the 11.5% net return that we were able to achieve in the calendar year 2017. And of course, later on, and this was referenced earlier by Mary Ann with our agenda, Jonathan is going to take us through in some detail in and around our 2017 results. But I think that my point would be that we're feeling positive about the position that we're in currently. So let me spend a moment and update you on our 2020 strategy and the progress. The importance of this, and we're going to talk a little bit about longer-term planning a little bit later in my presentation. This is the roadmap. I mean, this is the benchmark. This is how we think about how we manage the organization, how we make sure that we stay on course as we go along. Mary Ann mentioned that we launched this strategy in 2025. So when you think about 2018, for all intents and purposes, we are more than halfway through our progress on the 2020 strategy. And frankly, the thing I would like you to know is that across our organization, everything we do is focused in and around this strategy. If it doesn't fit with the strategy, then we don't spend time doing it. So the pillar number one is our funded status. So this is improving our funded ratio, and this is about reducing our discount rate. We have a target to reduce our discount rate by 2025 to 3.75. We had the opportunity, given the results that we had in 2017, to reduce our discount rate by an incremental 20 basis points. The previous year we reduced it by 5 basis points. So we've now been able to bring that down to 4%. And so we have, over the next period of time, based upon our performance, the opportunity to actually bring that in line with what we've set as a target for 2025, which is a discount rate of 3.75. That would be real, and then add on inflation, and we think which should be about 2%. So that kind of is the target that we have. So that's really fundamental. The other thing that we've actually had is we've had the member evolution study that we've done with Deloitte. Again, this is all part of the research and spending time to really understand what's going on and the things that are out there in the world that could actually affect us at OMERS. So you could think about things like technology, you could think about things like service delivery and how the business operates and how we deliver services into the community with our membership. All of these things are things that are actually coming at us today. The one thing that we can count on for sure is that change is constant and will be unrelenting. But this is all work that we're doing because we want to make sure that we're thinking about these things. What's important is to make sure that we're able to put our mind around these things and frankly not get caught and surprised. So these are things that support our strategic decisions. The second pillar, of course, is all about our returns. And our returns are targeted between a range, and you've seen this range before, that's the 7 to 11%. So in January of this year, we made some slight modifications to our asset mix, very slight, and it was really an adjustment with a little bit more weighting into our private assets versus our public assets. So nothing of real significance, but there was a slight shift. The other thing that we had identified in our 2020 strategy is that we were going to think about how we expanded our investment program. And as part of that, that was thinking beyond the borders that we were currently managing in, and that was really thinking about Asia. So we had put together a team of people to look at that, and as part of that exercise, and thinking about the Asia Pacific region, we have now, effective January of this calendar year, we now have an office that we have opened in Singapore. And it's actually represented by all of our asset classes between real estate infrastructure, private equity, and our capital markets team. And so it's quite a different position for us, because typically we've started an office with one person and one asset class. But this is a reflection of the maturity of our investment program and where we're headed. So I'm very proud of that. And of course, on our investment returns, we talked about the one-year return at 11.5%, but I think the point is our three-year return is now at 9.5%, and our five-year return as 8.9%. So we're kind of getting some traction as far as our investment program. And so again, as you know, this is a long program. So as much as I'm putting up numbers that are very short-term, the point is, at the end of the day, it is a long-term journey for us. And the other thing that I'm quite excited about, we have what we put in place called a strategic partner program. And the whole idea here is as your investment professionals are out and executing the program in the marketplace, we attract other people who would like to invest with us. And as we do that, we have an opportunity to actually bring them in and allow them to invest with us. But as they do that, they actually compensate us for doing that. So it's a way for us to actually, our MER, our management expense ratio, and over an extended period of time, I like to believe it's one of the opportunities we have to actually drive our costs down by virtue of others paying for services that we actually provide and do in the normal course. So that's something that we have, and you'll be able to watch that, because that will evolve over the next 2, 3, 4 years. Building relationships, our third pillar. So this is something that, quite frankly, as an organization, I mentioned I came in April of 2014. One of the conversations I had with our chair, George Cook, was we needed to ensure that we were really engaging across the universe of our sponsors, our stakeholders, and our members. And so as a result of that, between George, myself, and our executive team and our pension team, we set out to make sure that we were creating coverage across the universe that makes up OMERS. And I like to believe that we're making progress. That will obviously be work in progress over an extended period of time. But whether it's through this channel or other communication channels, we're really trying to make sure that we're connecting with you and having conversations. And I think when you hear from Paul a little bit later, I mean, it's really fundamental for who we are as OMERS that we have that opportunity to engage and have the conversation here, because we're trying to make the best decisions, quite frankly, on behalf of OMERS in its entirety. The other thing that we have done, of course, and George talked you through this, was the DB advocacy research, and I think this is terribly important, and I made that point at the beginning, is this hopefully will equip us as management, boards, you, as an opportunity to take this material and take it out to really share with broader community the fact that we are a defined benefit plan, and we are sustainable, and we are secure, and it is a model that actually makes incredible sense. And so we really want to make sure that we're out supporting that. So the idea behind this is to try and create tools that we can go out and use that aren't just economic, that also deal with the social impact that we have across the community. Of course, the other thing that we do in our organization is we go out and we survey our members and we survey our employers. So our member satisfaction has maintained itself year over year at 92%. And our employer engagement, we've been able to improve from 80 to 85%. So these are really important metrics that we're very proud of, that we're working on. And they give us a sense of just kind of the progress that we're actually making.